Imagine a perfectly sunny day with big, fluffy clouds drifting across a bright blue sky. But down in this clearing, our friend the fox has a bit of a problem. He's trying to read a very large book, and he's feeling completely stuck. He's trying to learn about the ladybird. You know the one, that tiny, bright red beetle with the black spots that you might find crawling on a leaf in your very own backyard. Looking right at this page, we can see the title, The Ladybird. The poem starts off nicely, talking about how wonderfully neat the little bug looks from its tiny head down to its little feet. Poetry uses words to paint pictures in our minds, but sometimes it uses older, unusual words that ask us to use a little imagination. Understanding these tricky words starts by shrinking ourselves right down to the size of a leaf and bringing the story to life right off the page. Take a close look at the ladybird's famous red and black coat. It looks incredibly smooth, bright, and perfectly clean. The poem asks a fun question about this. Does the ladybird sit outside every single night with a tiny little towel, polishing its own shell to keep it looking so shiny? Or is it something else? Looking further down the page, we hit the exact spot that stumped the fox. The poem asks if the ladybird keeps a tiny fay to rub the shell clean every day. Fay is an old, magical word that simply means a fairy. Picture that for a second. A tiny, glowing fairy zipping all around the ladybird, holding a miniature feather duster, wiping away the dirt until the shell absolutely gleams. Poets use magical ideas like this to make us stop and notice how perfectly beautiful nature can be when we really pay attention to the details. Now, that hard, shiny outer shell is impressive, but it's actually hiding a secret right underneath. The poem tells us to look beneath the shiny back to find something it calls gauzy wings. If something is gauzy, it means it is delicate, almost completely see-through, and shimmering in the light. To take flight, the ladybird has to do a bit of transforming. Those heavy red shells on top lift up and split open, acting like protective doors. And unfolding from underneath them are the real wings, large, clear, and full of delicate, thin veins. Careful observation reveals the complex, hidden structures inside a tiny, everyday creature that we so often walk right past. With those hidden wings unfolded and revving up, our ladybird is ready for takeoff. The fox is completely hooked now and begs the little bug to stay so he can learn more. But the poem gives a funny reason why the ladybird has to rush off. The very last lines say, "Your house is burning, do you say? Ah, well, of course, you mustn't stay." Don't worry, there isn't an actual fire. The poet is referencing an old nursery rhyme that children used to sing to wish bugs a safe flight home. You can almost picture the ladybird's house as a hollowed-out acorn, where the only thing burning is a tiny pie left in the oven a little too long, sending a puff of smoke out the window. The person who wrote these playful words and built this gentle little world was the famous English children's author Enid Mary Blyton. The ladybird zips up into the sky to join the bluebirds, leaving the fox happy and satisfied with everything he's discovered. Whether it's decoding the words in an old book or looking at a bug in the grass, taking the time to appreciate the small things reveals a world full of hidden magic.